where we roam. We can see beautiful things, flowers, lakes, and birds that sing. Colors of red, orange, and yellow, valleys that are always mellow. Feel the wind as it carries us away beyond the horizon of endless days. Over the hills, over the waters, over the fields we go. Fly like an eagle, soar like an eagle, follow us where we go.
Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. The Cedar Tavern and Grill of Lupton, where friends come to meet friends and families come for delicious food and a wholesome atmosphere. Come relax with your favorite beverage or bring the crew for a great meal and live entertainment. It's happening now at the Cedar of Lupton. Comins Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Comins Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Comins on Mapes Road, Mile. Coming up on Michigan Magazine, what would possess a businessman to construct an amusement park in one of the most sparsely populated counties in Michigan and take over a faltering golf course, revamp it and improve it, bring it back to life and make a go of it? Well, according to that man, John Kuhave, it's not the money, but the spirit of being a part of an area and people he enjoys being around. He's betting on Comins, Michigan. We talk with this Michigan doer of dreams on today's show. But first, we visit with an enchanted land northeast of this area in rural Buckley. It's Punzel Pond, a bit of Scandinavia in the rolling hills of northwestern Lower Michigan. We talk with author, businesswoman, and clothes designer, another dreamer of dreams, Judy Hauser, whose imagination comes alive, complete with trolls and amazing tales in her little corner of Michigan. It's all coming up on Michigan Magazine. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, what began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more, plus a full menu at the new adjacent Traffic Stop Diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile.
Well, good morning, Tom.
Well, good morning, Judy.
I'm so glad you could come.
I tell you what, it has been a long, long time.
It has.
About how many years has it been since we've been here?
Oh my gosh, I would say, could it be 8 or 10 years?
8 or 10 years.
We've been in business 20, and I know.
Here we are in beautiful Buckley, Michigan, and we are at Punzel's. And do you still have your famous delicacies and your foods?
Oh, we
your
sure
Swedish
do.
foods,
It's
Swedish
alive and
foods?
well, and we're doing more and more lunches. We have elves in the growing houses that give us the gourmet greens and things, so it's a delight.
Okay.
Well, I want to welcome you to the newest addition to our property, the Tyndall Woods.
Now, what is that?
The Tyndall Woods, according to legend, is a homestead for Punzel's grandfather's brother. And in the depth of the Tyndall Woods is Lodesbar Mountain.
Uh-oh. And you've got a mountain.
There it is.
And it's starting to rain on us, so we're going to have to move along here, aren't we? And so, how did this come about?
Well, I wrote a folk tale. Actually, it was to sort of inform my grandchildren of their heritage, and one thing led to another, and pretty soon, well, like 4 years, pretty soon, a book came into being, and it was wonderful. Mark Stone from Finn's Rim in Elk Rapids published it. And here you are.
Here we are. Well, I mean, you're always doing something creative and something positive, and so now to the collection of your life, you authored a book.
You know, that's an excellent way of putting it. It is sort of a culmination of things that have happened over the years and the people I've met. And I found it's met with overwhelming response of people not only of Scandinavian heritage, but people that love nature.
Now this book that we're talking about here is for whom?
Everyone from 6 to 600. 600 being the oldest troll we have here.
The oldest troll.
Yes.
Now, for the folks out there that don't know who what trolls are, that is a
That's
troll?
where they live,
That's
in the
where
mountain.
They live.
Yes.
In the mountain.
They're silver miners.
Okay.
Come on with me, let's see.
All right.
Well, this was cut down by Alf, Punzel's grandfather's brother, when he homesteaded the Tidendal Woods back in 1870. It is a 300-year-old hollow oak.
Oh, boy.
And you never know what you're going to find in a hollow oak log.
And who is that we have in the hollow oak
He's
log?
a gnome. He's one of the characters that lives in the woods. And they sprung up everywhere. This is a magical forest. So,
magical forest.
Yes, there's visible and invisible creatures here.
My gosh.
And I want to welcome you to the daisy ring. When we go through the daisy ring,
Okay.
is what enables human beings to see magical creatures. So
Oh, really?
come with
Okay.
me.
Oh, let's go. All right.
Now,
There
we're all
really
about
are.
peaceful coexistence in nature.
Uh-huh.
And we have, well, way beyond, there's Bertel, who is our lovely little woodland otter. And he's beside the beautiful heart-shaped pond.
Where's he at?
He's down there. He's the one spouting the water. The story is about peaceful coexistence between the magical creatures, the elves, the trolls, and the woodland creatures,
Yeah.
the frogs, and the river otter, and Punzel and her grandfather.
And they all live in harmony.
They try to, yes.
There's a little friction once in a while?
Well, it's workable, but
Okay.
you know, that's part of the story, how
Okay.
they learn to peacefully coexist.
How did you come up with the story?
Oh, well,
I mean, other than, you know, the
it is
troll
an
and-
original story, and it is sort of, like you said, a combination of things that I've learned about Scandinavian folklore, and I wanted people to understand what trolls were really like, you know, the real imaginary creatures. And so one thing just led to another, and we did have this heart-shaped pond, but we needed a mountain, so...
And
we
so,
built it. This is Dreckel's cave. He lived in this cave for 100 years while he tried to find the perfect home. And of course, he did end up residing beside the beautiful heart-shaped pond.
my goodness.
But he liked mushrooms, so we have a giant mushroom over the entrance to it.
Can we walk
and the
over this, or do you?
Yes, please.
Okay. Isn't this something?
I thought you'd like it.
Hey, this is neat.
You know, everybody smiles when they see this, and people don't want to leave.
What do we got here? We got some
Okay.
some pretty heavy chairs here.
That's for sure. They're solid logs. They're white pine. They come
Okay.
from the Upper Peninsula.
Okay.
And they were carved by Justin Carlson. He's a little west of Traverse City.
Oh, they are heavy.
He's a Swedish wood carver, master
Ooh.
wood carver. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're not going to pick one of these
So
up and
everything
run.
has to be, everything in this here little mountain has to be of
Yes,
nature.
Yes, exactly, and it's troll-like. You know,
Yeah.
what a troll would use, because of course they didn't have a whole lot in the tools.
Right. What are you saying
know-
about this wall here?
Oh, this is the headwaters of the Teton River, which we saw outside. It comes through a little and falls down into a weir and runs out across the floor into the larger weir. Then, if you look really closely,
Yeah.
you see the silver in the walls. There's
Oh.
one behind Nelson. There's one over there. The
Silver
trolls
in the
were
wall?
silver miners.
Oh, it seems like a wall of silver. It seems like we've done something about silver walls and stuff.
Yeah, and the lanterns are handmade. They come from Sweden, and those are not my relatives, contrary to public opinion, but those are Bertel's relatives. They
Okay.
come from, Dreckel's relatives. They come from
This is-
Bergen, Norway.
This is like a troll Disneyland,
Yeah, right.
you might say.
But
really.
it's as true to nature as we could make it.
Yeah.
You know, being human beings, mortals that we are.
Judy, over the years, you've met many, many people from all walks of life, and you serve food. You have a nice restaurant. Tell us a little bit about the restaurant. Has it changed any? Has it been updated any? Do you have anything any more added to the cuisine?
Well, we do more and more flowers. We do specialize in edible flowers and herbs. And as I said, the elves from the Magical Growing House, they provide us with the gourmet greens for many of the upscale restaurants.
Right.
And it's a joy and a delight. People bring their cameras and actually photograph their lunches, which at first embarrassed me. But then, I thought, oh my gosh, I'd create something somebody'd want to photograph. But
well, since I last talked to you, you're more talkative. I mean, you're more open. It seems to me. So you've come a long way.
Well, I guess I'm supposed to be seen and heard nowadays.
Yeah, well,
well, how else can you convey or communicate to people things unless you...
So your restaurant is doing well, and what are the hours in your restaurant?
Well, we serve at this moment just about noon. It's the lunch hour, and we do keep to a minimum of around 10 people or so because we have at least 100 items, from leaves to flowers to all sorts of cheeses and things on each plate.
Are you quite busy? Is it quite accepted?
We have delved more and more into the organic aspect of the food industry and for good health, and absolutely, people are being educated as to what you eat is, who you are, and how your health is, and we're educating people to know that really good, healthy food can taste good, can be attractively presented, and be exciting.
And you still have your clothing line?
Yes, we do, and that's something that I try to work on very diligently, but I've got a lot of irons in the fire right now,
But everything, we might let the folks know out there, everything that you do is with a Scandinavian touch.
It is. I believe that one needs to have a focus because then people know what's expected. But it's a universal one in a way because it's natural, the clothing is natural fibers, the food is natural. The articles that are for sale are mostly handcrafted. So it is something that I think is beneficial to all people.
Right. And it treats into the culture.
It does. It does.
Right.
I think our culture, our heritage, no matter whether you're Italian, Irish, or whatever, is very important intrinsically to who we are as human beings and the value that we hold as human beings. Jim Grabowski from Upland Meadows out of Benzonia. He's just been wonderful. He came all the way out here to work with our landscape and move boulders where boulders had never been before. That was the one little thing that we needed because the mountain in the legend spewed out these boulders. So
well, this must have been quite a little job right here, building this.
Bill Burns, Creative Concrete, north of Maple City. He goes all over the United States building wonderful, concrete edifices.
Judy, on that note, I've got to tell you that I wish you all the luck in the world with this book.
Thank you. And I'm going to personalize it just for you.
And with, what's the name of the mountain?
Lodespar.
Lodespar Mountain. It's some other lode where all the silver's at, if you're looking for silver. But it's been a pleasure for this guy to come up here and once again to see you.
Oh, thank you.
We'll keep in contact.
Oh, I hope
and
so.
Thanks so much for being part of Michigan Magazine.
Thank you so much on this wonderful, glorious day.
Yeah.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Hale Hardware, your do-it-center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. Hinchman Acres, Canoe Livery and Resort on M33 just north of Mayo, catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Oscoda River. A family getaway for over 75 years. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery. The Cedar Tavern and Grill of Lupton, where friends come to meet friends and families come for delicious food and a wholesome atmosphere. Come relax with your favorite beverage or bring the crew for a great meal and live entertainment. It's happening now at the Cedar of Lupton. Dreamers dream. Doers do. What a beautiful thing it is when the two combine to make magic. George Bernard Shaw once wrote, "You see things and say why, but I dream things that never were, and I say why not." Here at Michigan Magazine, we occasionally stumble upon Michiganders who seem to have that why not attitude and relish in our visit with the Dream Doer. Today's case in point is a former Whittemore Prescott area resident, John Kulhavi, who now resides elsewhere in the state but did something others would only dream about but never actually do. He bought himself a faltering golf course near Comins, Michigan. With time, patience, and expertise of a good course developer and manager, Mike Harrington, who was a featured guest on an earlier edition of Michigan Magazine, the course is becoming world-class. Shortly thereafter, the thought crossed John's mind to make the area a sort of family destination. So he constructed a small amusement park adjacent to his golf course, the Cedar Valley Golf Course on Weaver Road. Construction began and continues to this day. We met John while we were filming the progress of a new fun park acquisition to find out what was the spark behind starting an amusement park in the wilderness of Oscoda County.
We started with the golf course. Now, I'm not even a golfer. I golf 9 holes every 1 or 2 years, so I'll never be called a golfer. But we host a lot of family, friends, and clients at our camp, which is outside of Current. This was always their favorite golf course. And a few years ago, I called to make tee times, and I found out that it was closed at Chapter 11. That was the start of it. So we purchased the golf course. It took probably 8 or 9 months to refurbish it. We're still continuing to improve it, and we're beginning to get rave reviews on the condition of it. And then in talking to some of the golfers, the people who work at the clubhouse, they tell me that about half the business on the weekends are people that have cottages, come up, the husbands go golfing, there's nothing for the wives and kids to do. There's 300 kids in a local school, and they've just got a couple tennis courts. So that was the inspiration, something for the men, for the families to do, especially the kids. I like to see kids having a good time. We had our grandkids here last night, some of them, and they loved it.
Well, that's great. We really appreciate what you're doing here for the community. And it's something that's time has come, I think, like you said, there's a void here, and the kids need something really to grab onto, and the locals to rally around more or less, I think.
I hope so. There are 20 towns within 25 miles, and we had 500 posters made, and our caretaker from our camp spent the better part of 2 months going to every business that would allow us to put up a poster trying to advertise it. We have a billboard on I-75. We're doing newspaper advertising, radio advertising. My goal, as I mentioned to the other gentleman, I never built this with the intention of making a lot of money. I'm hoping someday it breaks even. If it breaks even, I will have accomplished my goal. And as long as we can break even, my plans are to continue to add to it. There are 4 more rides going up as we speak.
Right.
And we anticipate those are going to be up and running in 3 weeks, including a bumper car building with a bunch of bumper cars in it. That's something we think men, women, and children will all enjoy.
So you can bring the whole family out here and enjoy it. And
without a doubt.
The key thing I think too is that there's really no admission charge. Come on in and enjoy watching the kids have a good time. But if the kids, you got to pay to play. But this is a wonderful opportunity for the grandkids and the grandfather and grandparents and the adults to just socialize and bring the kids out for a good time.
We priced it for people to come and enjoy themselves. My wife and I went to several carnivals, including the Oakland County Fair last summer, and finding out what prices were. Prices were $5 average for a 2-minute ride. We charge $2.50 for a 3-minute ride, or you can buy 10 tickets for $20, and that brings your cost down to $2. Miniature golf, everywhere we went, was $10 to $12. We charge $6 for adults, and little kids are free. So our goal is just to make the place self-sufficient. If it breaks even, I'm happy.
There you go. Everybody's invited, and the hours are going to be pretty much standard through the summer months?
Yep, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays we're open, huh?
Okay, and of course it's going to be a seasonal thing, of course.
Oh yeah, in the fall.
Okay, yeah.
Last winter, everything that was hanging we took down, we put in our pole barn, and then we shrunk wrapped all of the rides. We have a lot of money invested, so we have to maintain them.
Sure. Well, what are the possibilities of people bringing groups out here. And
We already have several groups that have signed up to rent the park for an entire day this summer. A couple schools and I believe one church.
There you go. There's an idea for something for the area.
Yeah, and it's not that expensive.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate what you're doing. Thank you very much for taking the time out. We're going to be following this closely and see how it goes. And it's right out our own back door. It's kind of part of our family. So we thank you very much for coming into the town. And
well, I grew up just south here. Went to Whittemore Prescott High School, and I've had my hunting camp at Curran since 1971. So I feel part of the community.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you.
It's back and making memories for a new generation. The Rustic Inn of Lewiston, now open with hot, delicious food, your favorite beverage, and an atmosphere that'll keep you coming back to make new memories and new friends. The new Rustic Inn on Red Oak Road, just south of Lewiston. Flu season, be prepared. Get your immunizations now at Rose City Drug, your one-stop pharmacy, home health care, and medical supply outlet, offering a variety of on-site immunizations. Walk-ins are of course welcome. Call now for more information. Thanks for joining us. No phrase this week. We're picking winners. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you here next week or online 24/7. I'm Barry Stutzman, inviting you to get up and get out and explore Michigan off the beaten path. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare. A winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Something special's cooking, hot and delicious. Indulge yourself at Morning at Maggie's in Bay City. Omelets, frittatas, hotcakes, and more. Make every day special with a stop at Morning at Maggie's for breakfast or lunch on Saginaw in Bay City.
Vacation. Don't make the planning of it more than what you're trying to get away from. At northernmichigancabinrentals.com, you can choose from over 2,500 cabins, cottages, lodges, resorts, lakefront vacation home rentals, and more. Whatever experience you're looking for, from rustic to luxury and everything in between. No more rustling with telephone books. No more endless internet searches. Just one site with over 2,500 Northern Michigan destinations. northernmichigancabinrentals.com.